Everyone.
Welcome to today's episode of Dynamic Diet on the Nigeria Television Authority channel, the Nta Akure Dynamic Station. I am Niji Omotenshe, your host today, but I'm not hosting alone. My co-host is here.
Hello, it's good to have you join us today on Dynamic Diet on the Nigerian Television Authority. We are always here to make your screen colorful, and also the program is educative, informative, and you get to enjoy yourself. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. My name is Fola Shadefa Makinwa.
Of course, today is the World Population Day, and we are focusing on the youth, their hope, their aspiration, what they, the kind of society they envisage, and the future they envisage for
and
themselves, and the challenges they face. So that's going to form part of our discussion on the Weekly Mirror segment this morning. We already have our guests that are with us, and of course the entertainment segment will not be left out this morning, and
not forgetting the sports segments.
Of course,
the 2026 FIFA World Cup is still
is currently ongoing, and there are many other sporting activities around the world that though the FIFA World Cup is the biggest of them all. But we bring you light on all those
sporting activities
across the world.
Yes.
But before we bring in our guest on the Weekly Mirror segment this morning, let's quickly watch this video and see the world population. What is the world population today, and what are the impacts on the world activities generally? Please don't go away.
For decades, the world feared there would be too many people. Governments warned of population explosions. Scientists questioned whether Earth could sustain endless growth. The idea of overpopulation shaped books, documentaries, and public debate for generations. But in 2026, the conversation has changed. Across Europe, East Asia, North America, and parts of Latin America, countries are confronting a different reality. Too few births. Governments are searching for ways to encourage families to have more children. Economists warn of shrinking workforces. Healthcare systems prepare for rapidly aging populations. Some towns and villages are slowly disappearing as younger generations move away or are never born. At first glance, this seems like a simple story of declining fertility, but according to the United Nations Population Fund, that's not the real crisis. The deeper problem is that millions of people are no longer able to build the families they actually want. And that changes everything. For most of human history, population growth was painfully slow. Life expectancy was short. Disease, famine, and high child mortality limited population growth for thousands of years. It took humanity hundreds of thousands of years to reach 1 billion people. Then everything changed. Advances in medicine, vaccines, clean water, agriculture, and public health transformed civilization. People lived longer, more children survived into adulthood, and the global population expanded at an unprecedented pace. But while humanity was living longer, another trend quietly emerged. In the early 1970s, women worldwide had an average of about 4.5 children during their lifetime. Today, the global fertility rate has fallen to just above replacement level, and in many countries it is far lower. Some now record fewer than 1.3 children per woman, among the lowest rates ever observed. As fertility falls, societies grow older, and future generations become smaller. It's a demographic shift affecting much of the world. Many people assume this simply means people no longer want children. But the evidence tells a very different story. According to the United Nations Population Fund's latest global survey, conducted across 14 countries with more than 14,000 participants, millions of people still want children, often more children than they expect to have. Nearly 1 in 5 adults of reproductive age believe they may never achieve the family size they actually desire. Why? The biggest reason is financial pressure. Rising housing costs, expensive childcare, longer education, insecure employment, and the increasing cost of living make parenthood harder than ever. For many couples, delaying children isn't a matter of preference. It's a matter of survival. They wait until they feel financially secure, until they have stable jobs, until life feels predictable. But for many, that moment never comes. As parenthood is delayed, fertility naturally declines with age. For some families, this only changes the timing. For others, it permanently changes the number of children they are able to have. The result is a growing gap between the families people dream of and the families they are ultimately able to build. And economics isn't the only force shaping those decisions. Increasingly, uncertainty itself has become part of the equation. Every generation has faced uncertainty: wars, economic crises, disease, natural disasters. But today's uncertainty feels different because it is global. According to the United Nations Population Fund, nearly 1 in 5 respondents said concerns about climate change, environmental degradation, conflict, or future pandemics had influenced their decisions about having children. Previous generations mostly asked practical questions. Can we afford another child? Will there be enough food? Can we survive another winter? Today, many young adults ask something far more difficult. What kind of world will my children inherit? Will the climate become more unstable? Will housing become even less affordable? Will opportunities improve or disappear? These questions don't have easy answers, but they increasingly shape one of the most personal decisions a person can make. Choosing to have children has always depended on hope. Hope that tomorrow will be safer, more stable, and full of opportunity. When that confidence weakens, family planning changes with it. Yet uncertainty is only part of the story. For millions of people, the challenge is even more fundamental. They simply cannot exercise their reproductive choices freely. Around the world, millions still lack access to contraception, fertility treatment, or reproductive health care. Others face financial, legal, or social barriers that limit their choices. According to the United Nations, this is not a crisis of population numbers. It is a crisis of reproductive agency. The freedom to decide whether to have children, when to have them, and how many to have. That freedom works in both directions. People should be able to avoid pregnancies they do not want. They should also be able to have children when they do. Neither decision should be determined by poverty, discrimination, or inadequate health care. The goal isn't higher birth rates. The goal isn't lower birth rates. The goal is freedom. Because real reproductive freedom means people can build the families they choose, not the families their circumstances force upon them. Fertility may seem like a deeply personal decision, but when millions of people make similar choices over decades, entire societies change. Governments often respond with financial incentives, but experience shows that money alone rarely reverses long-term demographic trends. People also need affordable housing, accessible health care, stable employment, equal opportunities, and confidence in the future. Because bringing a child into the world has always been an act of hope. For decades, the world's biggest population question was, how many people can Earth support? Today, a more important question may be, can people still build the families they truly want? According to the United Nations Population Fund, that is the defining population challenge of our time. Not whether humanity reaches 10 billion people, not whether birth rates rise or fall, but whether every individual retains the freedom to decide if, when, and how to build a family. World Population Day is therefore about much more than counting people. It is about protecting one of the most personal freedoms any human being can have. Because the future of humanity will not be determined simply by how many children are born. It will be determined by whether people still have the freedom and the hope to build the families they dream of. Perhaps the greatest population challenge was never about numbers. It has always been about choice.
The prestigious NTA Television College, widely recognized for its professionalism and excellence in media training, has achieved another significant milestone. In addition to its existing affiliation with Ahmadu Bello University Zaria for the award of a degree in mass communication, the college has now received official approval from the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) to commence National Diploma (ND) programs in mass communication and multimedia. Additional programs are also in progress. Admission requirements: a minimum of 5 O-level credit passes in relevant subjects. For National Diploma ND programs, minimum JAMB admissible score of 100. For degree programs, recommended JAMB score of 180 and above. This is a great opportunity to become part of the college's growing legacy in media and broadcast education. For more information,
visit our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or call these following numbers: 0803-838-4343, 0806-980-9897. Announcer Management.
The prestigious NTA Television.
Thank you for staying with us. We are still on the program, and now we are on the Weekly Mirror segment where we'll be having a guest with us in the studio here. And of course, we're going to have also another guest joining us virtually. But our guest in the studio this morning is Jesu Bemi Bankole, the Director of Special Duty Ondo State Youth Network. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir. Good to have you here. Thank you for
this week, we're talking about the world population with the theme realizing the hopes and aspirations of young people today and for the future. How would you relate this topic to the Nigerian youth today?
Well, I will relate this topic with the challenges the youth are facing. Before we talked about the of how they can realize the actualization of their hope. You know, in Nigeria today, I will say there is one thing that is common, and that is trend. For you know, everyone is over the social media with what is trending, and that on its own has effects on the youth of nowadays. So before we can ever talk about the actualization, we need to first understand where the challenges are actually coming from.
Okay, now going forward, everybody is having a hope. You know, I could remember when I was still younger, much younger. Then, if you ask everybody, "Oh, I want to be this, I want to be that," I hope I could realize it. What generally are the hopes, top hopes of an average Nigerian youth? You know, maybe like 3.
Percent, maybe a higher percentage hope and aspiration of Nigeria.
That the commonest, among Nigerians, what do we
like their aspiration currently?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, an average person, the aspiration is to make it in life, is to have something doing, either as a 9-to-5 worker or as an entrepreneur. The young people nowadays just wants to live their life. Live big. That's why with the challenges everyone is facing right now, it's so rare to see a young person quick to say, "I want to get married." Everyone right now wants to travel out. Everyone believes they want to make it big, and that is one of the bigger. That is one of where the challenges comes in. As a person, what is attached to one person is different to the other person. So if we are saying that we should look out to 1 or 2 persons, we won't be generalizing it. But generally, everyone is after, living a good life. Let me put it that way. Everyone wants to live a good life. And all this good life comes with what they want to become.
Okay, so how does issues like unemployment, cost of living, and even maybe quality education, access to it, how does it affect the decision of every youth out there? In family and in their future.
Please come again under the first.
How does issues like unemployment, quality education, cost of living affect the decision making when it comes to the future and family of Nigerian youth?
Statistically, we have 50%, over 50% of Nigerians that are unemployed or rather underemployed, and the economic instability has caused a lot. We have over 1.7 million new graduates every year coming into the market, but where's the job? So that's why you see young ones wants to learn a skill, learn a trade. Currently, we have the artificial intelligence, which is the AI, which is the common thing right now. So it has given leverage to young ones to have a focus on what to do. Because if you were to look also the number of the young ones that are into entrepreneurship, into self-reliance, I would say they are almost more than those that we have working the 9 to 5 jobs. So the unemployment has caused a lot of instability and it has even created what I would call mental instability for the young ones. And the social media trend has even deviated most of the young ones from thinking straightforward, because what you see as trend today, you will not even understand if that is what you should go for or you should think on your own. So the unemployment has created a lot of instability for the young ones, the young people. So everyone is trying to pick their own scratches, no matter the discipline you or your quality of education, from the university or college of education, whichever one you go to, everyone just wants to have something doing. So the unemployment has really caused a lot for the young people, the youths, especially in Nigeria.
Well, thank you very much. We are having joining us virtually a youth advocate, Mr. Martin Mary Falano. Are you with us, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, we are talking about this year's World Population Day with the theme realizing the hopes and aspirations of young people today and for the future. Sir, as a youth advocate, how will you explain this topic and the concept as it affects Nigerian youth?
Okay, thank you very much. I will start by using what people used to say, that the young people of today are the leaders of tomorrow. And I want to say, okay, that tomorrow, what are we putting in place to prepare them to be able to take care of that tomorrow? It is young people that is supposed to be the leaders of today and not that of tomorrow. Because if I give my daddy my phone right now, he may not know where to press when the young person would have said, okay, this is what is happening in Indonesia, this is what is happening in that country. They are the Gen age. They are the ones that we should, if not, we are saying that they should be the king, they should be the head of facility or the head of ministry, but they should be involved in things that could make work easier and take us to the right pace of development. So they are leaders, innovators, and change makers of today. So when we invest in them, we are investing in the Nigerian future. Thank you.
Okay, so how do we balance population growth concerns with protecting human rights, productive choices for young people?
Okay, so population growth is both negative and positive. I will give us example of countries like China, and they had to do a damage control at some point, but at the end of the day, they make use of available resources. Now, there should be a revival of the family planning program that we used to have in Nigeria, so that people are giving birth to the number of children that they can take care of, and, you know, provide them quality access to education, to health, and to economic opportunities. So if we are not taking chances, I mean, let me just say, if we don't take up the task right now, the future may be bleak with this alarming rate of the population growth that is coming up. But another thing that we need to look at from the angle of population growth is the opportunities therein. The number is increasing, and it's also like an economic grant for development actors, for development countries. When they produce a phone, they know Nigeria is the market. When they produce anything, they know anybody coming to Nigeria believes that Nigeria is the market because of the population. But we need to not just be the consumers of this population. We need to see what we can do to make young people become more responsive to using these ideas, energy, and commitment that they have to better the lot of more Nigerians where we can also be producing and be exporting rather than importing and taking up goods that are produced in that country.
Okay, so to our guest here.
All right.
All right, so what role should the government play? You mentioned China as an example. So what should our government do, to encourage these young people to realize their goals now for the future?
One, sourcing for the talents.
You have already asked the right question, saying what should government do. I think in addition to what they are doing, because even right now, I love the fact that we have more young people in government than ever before. We have even the Minister of Youth from Ondo State, and it's really doing well nationwide. But I think government should do more by increasing investment that they put into education. Not just the theoretical education, practical education. Improve our technical schools so that we can have technical and vocational education that can make us produce, not the one that we can use to gain knowledge, the one knowledge that we can use to produce. I remember when I was doing my IT in an industry in Shagamu, they preferred students who have polytechnic education to the ones who have BSc in that particular company, because BSc will come theoretically and say, yes, you are supposed to have this to this, but a practical end, somebody who's going to polytechnic or government technical school will do the work practically and not just understanding the theoretical aspect. So they need to expand youth. Somebody said not all Nigerian youth are employable, and there is no lie. We need to also own up the truth and do what we can do to make more youth employable. Expand youth employment programs, teach them how to write their CVs, teach them how to defend their CVs, teach them how to be innovative beyond what they studied in school. And then we need to strengthen the youth-friendly policies that we have, so that at least young people can also be participating in policy decision making. Thank you.
All right, so you want to contribute to what?
Yes. Outside the politics, I'm focusing on the entrepreneurship aspect. Currently, the federal government have this program, the TVET program, whereby the young ones are posted to skill development centers to train, to learn. It's a 5 years program, and they are already in their course too. Because one of them was posted to my own organization, and outside that, or let's say beyond that, in contributing to what he has said, recognizing the skilled ones. Currently, you see government pushing out projects to people they feel they have more leverage. But what about the young ones that are just coming up? I can remember that was 2018. I'm a painter by profession, and I was opportunity to paint the governor's office. Then the former governor Kredelo's office then, 2018, and I spoke with the engineer and I was able to convince him. So someone was asking us, why will you give a job to a young person? And I felt like they're asking, why will a project be given to a young person when he or she is capable? Then that's not a good statement. So government should come together and know the young ones that have good talents, the competent one, encourage them, but also bring in not the political aspect now, because not all of us are going to come into politics. But some of us wants to, as much as we really want to live a good life, we are also committed to what we are doing. The government should pick out the talented ones and also equip them too. That's how the trainings.
Well, Mr. Falano, let me come back to you, because you could hear what Get in the studio just said now about competence and youth
and connection.
We see that you're talking about government having several projects to empower youth, but if you look at it practically, you discover that most of those projects is either some are politically motivated,
Yes.
for those that maybe are having affiliation with one political party or the other, or some of them, even when those projects come, people just come in to see it as a national cake. Let me get whatever I can get, especially if it has to do with giving them stipend in the course of the training.
Not
People just
considering
people
whether
just get
they're
this thing and
competent.
want to go away. How do we ensure sustainability and ensure that this project have practical impact?
I sincerely want to totally disagree with this fact because majority of the opportunities are just out there without anybody knowing anybody. For instance, the school project that we have, when we say everybody should go and apply for loan for study, the end is in net fund. Now, many young people just believe that it cannot be true. And then, when others started getting it, they were like, this thing is real. And it's already getting too late for a lot of people to get into it. Sincerely speaking, I wish that one program can be mentioned where the criteria for participating in such program will be as a result of your party affiliate. I can begin to mention, for instance, 45 students were given 50 million naira each recently by the federal government to promote their innovation. These are young people who were never a part of any political party. Never. They were only very innovative. They have substance to offer, and that was why they got supported. So rather than believing that they are looking for, I think the era of maybe go and bring your local government APC or Labour Party ID card has gone. Let us encourage our young people to participate actively in any program. And then I bet that anyone who gets rejected on any program that is available because he is not a member of a political party, let such a person come out and let me know, and I will fight to my last blood to ensure that government put justice in place. Sincerely speaking, the era of political affiliation has passed. Let our young people get out and participate actively in every opportunity that they see, rather than just sitting down and blaming government for a lot of things. Thank you.
But you made mention of something that some youth keyed into certain projects. Now, when others are saying that project is real, they now want to come in, but it's becoming too late. Should such a project not be a continuous one and a sustainable one, that at whatever time I want to come in, I should be able to come in?
Yes, people who want to come in can still come in, definitely. Only that the hour, time waits for nobody. What you should have benefited in 200 level or 100 level, when you are just waking up, you now start benefiting from 300 level. So what you have wasted is your own time. That's my own thinking about this. So it is still available. The opportunity is still there for every young person to key into it. I give you another example. In Akure, Bank of Industry is looking for young people who can show little skill. Say, okay, I can rear birds as a poultry. They will follow you and go and monitor where you are already rearing, maybe inside a room where you have a minimum of about 20 birds. If you can prove that you rear these birds and you need their financial support, they may not give you the money. They may provide the equipment that will make you expand your business. Bank of Industry there. Here inside Akure, a lot of other banks are out there looking for people that they can trust and give their funds, and who have practically shown that they can do this before they can be supported.
Okay, we still have a guest. We still have a guest in the house.
Jesus, you are a youth.
Yes, sir.
And you have heard what our guest said. But both of those information, both of those projects is talking about programs for youth. How accessible are the information? I'm not talking about.
You mean
that,
the
information?
the
Most of those activities. Mr. Falana, please let my guest in the studio. Let my guest in the studio speak. She's a youth. Our youth actually have been access to information that
currently we have the social media doing a lot of good at the
but
television.
Don't you think most of them they are based on online? How do we ensure that they get the accurate information when it comes to opportunities
like this?
For the
it's not just about being.
But most of those online information, most of them have expired. By the time you realize, people have benefited, and you are just.
So you are right about
that. Youth actually accessing those information.
Those first-hand information.
It's not about I want to do something, but it's about having the right information at the right time.
Like he said, some people steal the information and refuse to share. These informations are about sharing. And honestly, for the knife fund, I'm aware of it. And most people, even in my from my mama matter, that is AE, most people are actually one of the beneficiaries. Then the BOI, the one in Akure back here, is a working place that anyone can always go to, ask information, though there are terms and conditions required for it. So they're very, very accessible.
Okay, let me come back to you, Mr. Falano. Now you have talked about those things, but I want you to also talk about this access to information. Most of those things seem, it's only a few people that have access to those information that know about it. How do we ensure that this information is out there for everybody?
Even to people at the grassroots.
For everybody to have access to the information that they can leverage on to access those programs.
All right. So thank you very much for this question. I want to say that a lot of our young people have what we call misplacement of priorities. If you go on social media, you see what they are doing with their data and money and energy. If a political actor should goof or should fall down, they will do a comment of it. They will come up and I've always been asking friends of mine who care that if these our youth are so talented to use artificial intelligence to be doing Buhari and somebody dancing when they did not actually dance, why can't we even begin to use the same AI to simplify algebra or to simplify quadratical equations so that things can be, we are not using the talent we have for better things. So now, if you see the trend on social media, there are legitimate social media platforms that you cannot just come to and begin to fly fake information, like the LinkedIn. Young people should go and create profiles and, because maybe what I see may be different from what others are seeing. How can you have a social media platform and they say your display picture, you put what you are selling? If you want to create a business WhatsApp or social media platform, create that one. But the one that belongs to you, your even ordinarily your status, your GP, if they say your picture, put your picture, corporate, not the one you are bringing out your tongue or you are half naked. A lot of things that even some who submit CVs, they don't know that there are background checks before they can say, let's shortlist this person. They put all sorts of things that are very immoral. There are some that when you look at the picture, you dare not shortlist them for your organization's work. So we are losing a lot of things, a lot of values. Boys, you see boys on bike, and before you know it, they are even, you think it's a lady that is on bike. Later you discover they are boys. Earrings are no longer for females alone, and now male and female are wearing it. A lot that cannot make me say, you come and work for me in my own organization, even though you have gotten the right information and you have applied. I'm not judging by the cover of their skins, actually, but I'm just saying that we need to promote responsible relationships, and we need to also search for legitimate and responsible social media platforms where information will be shared. And there are things to look out for. If a government program is being shared on any social media, look at the website very well and see that there is, if it is NAFDAC that is advertising, you will see nafdac.gov.ng before any slash. But when you are saying URL slash, so you must know that this must be fake. Check first for the authenticity of all those links that people are sharing. They say MTN is celebrating its 50th anniversary. It's not on the pages of the newspaper. It's not on their own website, and you are clicking on it because you are looking for a woo. They say First Bank is celebrating its 100 years birthday. So click on this and benefit this. If you know who is at approved 50 million for one family, and then you check the website, nothing related to the federal government of Nigeria, and then you are happy. You click, and then you are good. So people should be careful the type of site they click. They should always verify. Copy the URL, go to Google and search whether this is existing on the website of the government that is advertising it. And that's my own counsel. Thank you.
Okay, so back to our guest in the studio. Now, he mentioned at the beginning of the show that the young people are the leaders of today, because these people that are in power right now, some of them, if you give them some gadget, they cannot even maneuver it, they cannot operate it. So let's look at how our youth can be participating or inclusive in leadership, not just audience, using them as a tool rather than being the leaders that they are meant to be. How can this be achievable?
This can only be achievable when the youth themselves, they are sure of where they are going to. Some fidgets. Some people are just okay with them being given stipends. So it's all about courage. Not just as leadership. Leadership is leadership in politics, leadership in the house, leadership in the organization. It's all about courage. So if you are not courageous enough to come out, then it's not going to work. And we have something called low self-esteem. So most young ones, most youths. I remember when I was contesting for the first female student presidential student union's presidential candidate. That was 2015. I have some of my friends coming to me and telling me, but that is for male position. Why are you contesting? It took me about 40 minutes to convince my very good friend that will come, that we stay together, read together, overnight class. Like, it is not a matter of wanting to occupy that space alone. It is what we can do. It's all about self-awareness and knowing that you can know your worth, that you can take the mantle of leadership. So it's not just about the government or people around you or gender. It starts with you as an individual.
Well, thank you very much. And Mr. Falano, before you leave, because time is not permitting us to continue further, what will be your final word on this show this morning before we leave?
Okay, thank you very much. I've spent many years working with children and young people across Nigeria. One lesson that I have always said, I have seen, is that every young person carries enormous potential.
Yes.
They carry a lot of gifts that God has given to them. We need to give them education. We need to give them protection. Because I saw one young person in Ondo State who invested close to 50 million naira on a week. And only one night, he got back there, the person working on the farm has been killed. That is not encouraging that 50 million is gone down the drain. They need that protection. They need opportunities. If there is need for us to say, okay, let's be sharing opportunities that we have on the internet with young people so that they can become better people. I have a lot of platforms. I have a lot. For instance, I've been to 55 countries without spending a kobo of my own. And these opportunities are out there for more young people to take. One of my staff will be going to Brazil this month. And it is as a result of being on a platform that information are being shared, all at expenses sponsored. Everything, scholarships are available. And we need to also give young people a voice. When they say they can do something, rather than just jettisoning what they said, such idea, let them be supported to put, and that's what Kids and Teens Resource Center is posed as being, encouraging a lot of young people. If anybody calls back on this show, you can give them my number if they really meant well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Martin Berry Falano, the founder and the CEO of Kids and Teens Development Foundation. Thank you for being our guest this morning, and I hope when we need you next, you oblige our invitation.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Well, let me come to my studio guest, Jesu Pemi Bankole. Well, what is your final word on this program this morning?
Well, so all young people out there, the young ones out there, I say this: if the door is not opening, then you break the door. Just make sure you enter. Don't stop trying and don't stop believing in yourself, because as much as the young ones are the future of today, no longer future of tomorrow, because already we are occupying the space. So do not stop believing in yourself. Keep pushing, and the sky is the starting point.
Okay. All right, so thank you so much for being on the show one more time. The show continues shortly as we'll be going on our entertainment break. Stay with us.
Have you heard about me? La como duro, no